Hello there viewers, today I'm going to be making a video explaining some things to you about keurigs. So we're going to start off with what is wrong with this keurig. Well, I got this as for parts are not working off of eBay for $15. It would not turn on. Just one day it wouldn't turn on. So they figured out, it's just a little fuse or something that could have gone wrong because it didn't make any sense, that it was just, just stopped working. Basically, what happens to these is when they are plugged in, left, even on or off, it doesn't make any difference. It constantly is putting power to this solenoid, which it constantly is drawing power from this transformer. So, you got these two constantly running hours on end, and either this will burn up or this will burn up. In this case, the transformer burnt up and it would not turn on because there is no power to any of the electronics because this powers all of that. So I went ahead and ordered one for $14 and I'll make another video once it's together working, but right now it's just kind of like an explanatory for if it's not on. If your keurig turns on and doesn't brew unless you hold this little spout up here, then it's because the solenoid is bad, because it is a pressurized boiler, which means it has this little air pump here which pumps air into here and forces the water through a tube up out of the top of the boiler through this hose and out into your cup. This seals it off. If this is open, it releases all the pressure because this tube runs directly to the boiler, and this goes straight to this nozzle. So if you hold this nozzle and it starts to brew, it's because you burn up your solenoid from leaving it plugged in. Now, if you're getting partial and half cups, it's because your air pump needs to be greased. And basically the reason behind that is, since this is a pressurized system, when this solenoid opens and this pump turns on, when this solenoid closes and this pump turns on, it now pushes air into this boiler through this tube, and then there's a little tube that runs halfway down the boiler, which this is connected to, which pushes it up and out into your cup. Now, there's a little switch that controls that because when it's done brewing, it's just pushing air out, so it's a lot easier. So the switch says for it to turn it off and it be done brewing. Basically what happens is it turns on and the switch isn't kicked as if it was pumping anything, so it just barely pumps any out and says okay, it's done, and shuts off. That's where you get that. If you get no cup of coffee, it's because this motor is just so locked up and old and needs greased that it can't even turn, and it's just not doing anything. It'll just sit there. If your unit is not priming, like your prime comes on and it is just not putting any water through, it is because your solenoid is not opening to vent the boiler, so it's trying to pump water into a sealed container. It's not going to happen. So that's what happens with that. And that's basically what happens to keurigs most of the time. Usually you don't get many problems with the electronic boards. I've never heard of anybody having a problem with that, but the best thing to do for your Keurig machine is to unplug it when you're done and don't leave it on. It should last you a long time. Because I have an Elite when it came out, the first year it came out, and I put the metal handle on it and the chrome drip tray, which does not come with it. It originally comes with one that looks like this and this style plastic handle. But it is 5 years old, works like a charm, it works perfectly. And I always descaled it, always kept it on a toggle switch here. And I'll let you listen when I turn it on. You'll hear a solenoid. That's me flicking on and off the gauze strip. And I just have it plugged into it. So I just turn it off when I'm done, and it is works like brand new. Works better than some new ones. But that is basically what happens to keurigs, and a little insight on where to go if you're having a problem, what to do about it. If you have any questions, just leave a comment in the comment section below.